work on today is actually make a jig for the Glowforge Aura. This will let you do batch prints. They'll be accurate every time, and you actually get to ignore the camera. It will lead you astray sometimes. So the first thing we're going to do is open our aura and put in a piece of wood. We're going to slide it all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to choose bottom left, 2 hard points. Make sure there's no debris there. We're going to slide it in and down. That's square. We are completely square now. So then we're going to hop over to the Glowforge app, and we're going to create our templates. I usually make 4-inch wooden coasters, some 3 3/4 inch slate coasters. We're going to design this jig here for the hardwood coasters. So we're going to go 4 inches by 4 inches, and down here you can actually choose the coordinates to where you want this to reside. Try to keep the coordinate numbers short. We're going to be adding those to the wood here shortly for easy reference when we're actually adding the art into the project. So just bear with me. This is going to take just a little time. This is the 3rd time I've tried to make this jig. The first time I was doing it without the honeycomb tray in. Once you do that, there's not really any corners. The bottom's kind of tapered of the aura, which is a weird design flaw. I don't know how in the world they ever expect to get it to aligned, but that is something I'm working on. I'm working on that. I'm trying to do a workaround. I was thinking about making some risers, some rounded corners or something. So okay, so we're going to shorten this. Okay, looks good. These look good. Okay. Now, because I plan on doing a few of these, and they may be oriented different in the machine, I'm actually going to put an arrow on this one, letting me know the orientation I need to use. In this case, it's going to be bottom left. And I may actually go back later and add that, but for now, let's go ahead. It's taking this thing a minute. Who would have thought a Glowforge could be slow or inaccurate? Alright, bear with me just a second here. Let's fiddle with this and see if we can get it down here. If you follow me in my Facebook group, you know that I've been working on this for a few days. My OCD wouldn't let me quit it until I could figure out what I was doing wrong. Alright, so bear with me. I really haven't messed with the fonts in here very much. I usually create my files in Lightburn or Inkscape, and then import them into Glowforge. If you don't know how to use those 2 softwares, especially Inkscape, I recommend you picking it up. It helps you create your own designs, and you're not limited to basic things like the default fonts that Glowforge offers. You can use whatever's in your system. Okay, now I forgot which font I was using. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Okay, let's just do this. And if I'm rambling, I apologize. This is my first video. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, but I do have a little anxiety when it comes to talking to folks, but we're trying to work on that. Okay, let's get this down here. Alright, make sure our measurements are good. Right here, we're going to go 7 by 9. And, you know, later you can go back and add names to this, do whatever you want to do. This part should go fast. I do a lot of preset settings in Glowforge. If you guys do that, great. If you want to know how, reach out to me, or I can possibly do a video over in the future. This just makes getting these projects off the ground much faster. I really don't use the Glowforge wood. I love it. It cuts beautifully. It's just something about that $25 a piece shipping fee that it just gets me. So this is bathwood. It is from China. I've tested several brands. This seems to work best. Okay, so here's our cutout jig. We're going to remove the scraps. I'm going to enter I'm going to put in 2 Taria coasters. Taria is like a Brazilian oak. It cuts beautifully. It smells wonderful when you're burning it. So next step is to get our artwork on and make sure we're lined up perfectly. Now here's where you're going to see where the camera can do you wrong. So we're going to go in and we're going to pull up. My daughter has just found this show, Riverdale. She loves it, so I'll just go ahead while I'm doing this and make her a little something. Okay. Import is being kind of slow today. It's a little wonky. So we've got our artwork in. What we're going to do is we are actually going to make another square. Now the square is going to allow the software to do the centering for us for the actual artwork. That part works fantastic. The snaps works great. It's the camera that does us wrong sometimes. So I'm going to get this. It still don't quite fit yet. So we're going to make this fit. Get it inside. We're going to let the little snaps do the work. Alright. It looks small enough. I'm going to drag it in. And you can see the green lines means that the software, you really can't see it. Let me pull it over here a little bit. The green means that the software is trying to align the art. So you can look and see that that's perfectly centered. So when you see those green flashing lines while you're trying to do your artwork, that's what it's doing. So we're going to go ahead and put in these exact coordinates for where we want this art to go. 7x by 4y. And that one doesn't look bad. So we're going to make a copy and do another one. Okay. Let's get this one down here. Let's get the coordinates adjusted. We want to go 2.5x 9y. And we can already see that the camera's trying to do us dirty. Look how out of whack that is. So we're going to set focus because that seems to be supports cure-all for alignment issues. And I expect it to adjust it a little bit. I don't expect it to do too much here. The gap's just too big. Either way, we're going to ignore these lines. This thing is being pokey today. Okay. Alright. So it still shows we're off by a bit, but we're double checking our coordinates. We're good. Alright. We're going to go ahead and just double check both. Make sure the coordinates say we're in the right place. And like I said, you can see we're going to go ahead and put our settings in here. Again, I will use one of my default settings. You've got to kind of mess. I've found this is my second aura. Each of them's different. They burn a little different. I don't know if it's a laser alignment issue or what. But we're going to go ahead and ignore these squares. We don't want no more cuts on the squares. We're just using them for reference. We will use this default or this custom setting for the engraving. And off we're going to go. We'll be back in just a second. Alright, as you can see, we're going, and this thing looks pretty even. You look at the other one, it looked pretty even. But however, if you look at the Glowforge, the app, it's still saying we're out of whack by at least 1/4 of an inch around. So again, we're going to ignore that. We're going to let the results speak for themselves. We're done, and we're waiting on this fan to power down and get the rest of the smoke out before we open it. Eventually. Okay. So as you can see, these look great. Let's get them out here and give them a side by side. But you can already eyeball it and tell that they're dead on. Alright, I hope this helps you guys out. Feel free to subscribe to my channel or follow me on Facebook at dark forest crafts. Thank you. Have a good day.